You guys, we're back early morning on Tuesday, May 19th, 9:01. Sean, Javon. Man, I don't know about anybody else, but you might have saw the game of the year last night. That was an impressive game one. Javon, what's good, man?
Yo, you just said the date. First of all, I haven't said the day's date in so long. I'm
Yeah.
talking. I don't think I've said the day's date since I was in grade school. Uh,
I was just looking at it for some reason on my computer, so that's why I did. I felt like I was like the Today Show host. That's how they start the show.
No, it's funny because I don't know how much your family watched that Temptations miniseries when it first came out back in the day.
Oh, a lot.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear May 19th. May 19th, opening act for the Miracles at St. Stephen's Recreation Center.
Yeah.
But yeah. Whew. I mean, boy, listen.
Oof, man.
That game last night, you hit the nail on it.
Adam Silver is the luckiest man on the earth, and I'll go into it when we get into the segment. Luckiest man on the earth.
Let's get into it. I mean, because I watched that game last night, and I just hear Tarico and Crawford and Reggie on the call, and I'm just looking at how beautiful NBC's presentation has been all year.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I wish NBC would have gotten the finals back.
Yeah.
I mean, this series is the finals just about.
This is the finals. Come on.
But still, man, I was like, I wish NBC would have gotten the finals back. But Western Conference Finals is here. Exactly who we thought it was going to be. OKC and San Antonio. Spurs handed the Thunder their first loss of this postseason, and Shai Alexander's tough postseason continues. And AJ Mitchell, I saw somebody say now that Jalen Green and Austin Reeves ain't in front of him, life's getting real different now. Sean, your takeaways from last night and your thoughts on this series as a whole.
Amazing. It's everything. I haven't been excited for an NBA playoff series like this since maybe I'll just go back from like the early 2000s, and I probably missed some, but I would just say besides game sevens, like the Lakers Kings, like 2000, I think it was 2002, 2003. You just could tell, like, and they haven't played in the postseason, but you just know it's going to be a good game. So I was like, man, I got to get home. I got to watch the game, blah, blah, blah. I got to stop doing whatever I'm doing to watch the game. And that's just the effect of, first of all, it reminded me, you texted it, and it's so true. It reminded me early 2000, 2010 basketball, man. I was sitting there like, this is what I love. This is what I grew up on. This is not the 90s, because that 90s was a little bit too low scoring. Just a little uptick in the 2000s. I'm cool with that. 2010s, I'm cool with that. Not with the BS they have now for the regular season. But it just reminded me two teams that I know what you're running. You know what I'm running. Let the best man win. And you had the MVP, the two-time MVP, back-to-back, with the guy. I know Javon's he's not giving. It's not giving the who's the face of the league. But if he ain't take it this year, I don't know I don't know. You know, I don't think you have to win the title to take it. He has his moments right now. Like, that's what I'm saying. Adam Silver's lucky. He better wake up. If I'm the only person who's happy on the earth besides NBA fans is Adam Silver. He's the guy. He woke up this morning. He's like, thank you, Jesus, because he got one. He got the next guy. I think it's clear cut. He set the tone in the All-Star game. He's the most unique guy. That shot last night, again, even if they lose, you know it's set up for him to win a couple titles sooner or later, or MVP sooner or later, be the best player. But that mentality, the competition, I love he's competitive. Adam Silver is a lucky man. He woke up today feeling blessed. And I have to give him credit for this. It benefit him that it's in two of the smaller markets, because he wants to be the NFL. Never get there. But it is beneficial that the MVP and the best team in the league is in OKC, and the next guy, I won't call him the face of the league yet. If there's a criteria, you got to win. I don't know. But the next guy's in San Antonio, and man, that boy's special. That's box office TV, man. The NBA, Adam Silver's lucky. He woke up very blessed today. He better definitely got on his knees and pray multiple times to the Lord that he should be grateful that kid was born, and now he's the next guy up.
So with Wemby, I'm fine with having the conversation because it does actually make sense. This feels like late 80s Jordan. After Shaq lost to Olajuwon in the finals. LeBron after they lost to the Spurs in the finals, where you're like, all right, yeah, this is going to be his league someday.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Well, not to cut you. Remember
Kobe
when the
after the '98 All-Star game, when Grant Hill when he first got in, like it feels like that, where you're like, yeah, this is going to be his league real soon.
remember when LeBron had that game against the Pistons? I still remember I was at this bar watching, and we were all watching it, and he took over that fourth quarter in overtime, and we were like, "Oh snap!" That's when the moment hit me. It was like, "Oh, he's up next. This is about to be his." Last night, even when he doesn't win this title this time, that showed me, oh, it's about to be his. This is his. This is his league. It's in great hands. Those moments, though, you remember the moments. You remember certain moments in life. That was the moment when the torch was taken from LeBron.
I mean, I'm watching it and I'm texting you. I'm like, first of all, I'm not handing it to Wemby yet for one reason. I do not like seeing a 7-4 not being able to move guards. That's a real issue for me. So as much as this trainer says we don't want to add any muscle, you're going to have to. But then it's like he atoned for all his sins with a 28 30-footer to just take the wind out of the sails in that arena. I mean, it got quiet as a mouse. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And you know something? Wemby opened my eyes to something. It might just be easier for big men to shoot from further away than to hug the 3-point line. And let me tell you why. It's easier for us smaller guys to hug the line because, and I only thought of this because I was watching Craig Hodges break down shooting on All the Smoke earlier that day. And he's like, everyone says when they're shooting, they're looking at the back of the rim. It's like it's impossible because you ain't that tall. You only 6 feet something. So you're looking under the rim. So your shots are always going to go front rim. You look at Wemby, that brother is damn near looking into the rim when he's ready to shoot.
Yep.
So if he's hugging the line and shooting it, he's got more of a likeness to hit back rim than if he backs up. Because if he actually puts his arc on his shot, he's actually got room to shoot it now from further back because of how tall he is. He hugs the line, and you actually see it. He's kind of got to shoot it a little bit flat.
Yep.
Like if you watch the Warriors, Porzingis, who's a legit 7'3".
Yes.
His all-netters come from when he's shooting that thing from the parking lot. So I opened my eyes to that. I'm like, all right, I understand those two a little more now. But to really break down the series, number one, Sean, I'm gonna give you your credit on this one. I didn't think Dylan Harper would be ready this early.
Oof.
And speaking of him,
he reminds me like a young Kobe, like hungry, like a young Kobe. Remember when Kobe got the opportunity at like 20? That's what he reminds me of. I'm not saying he's Kobe's game style, but just like he ain't scared. He ain't scared at all.
I'm gonna say this. Matter of fact, forget all that. You know, people in the world just ain't right. We ain't worth 2 dead fly smash. Scrolling Twitter after the game last night. I don't know if I sent this to you or not. I saw somebody ask, so when do y'all think Ron Harper realized he put the junior tag on the wrong kid? I said, y'all ain't. Yo, hey man, Ron Jr., shout out to you. You were fun to watch at Rutgers. Carving out a role for yourself on that Boston team this year means you're going to have a pretty damn good chance to have a long career in this league. But yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. like, Ron Jr.'s the firstborn, man. Why y'all got to do this?
Yeah,
Damn.
that's dirty. Yo. I didn't hear that. That's why you got to say off X after the them two
You
gets
got
crazy.
that's after a basketball game is a real dangerous place, man.
Yeah, nah, I see why the kid said it, whoever's wrote that, because that's mad funny. But man, that boy can play. That kid is ready for the moment. I texted last night, and me and you been on the same page about this, so it's not like I'm taking credit. The Spurs. I'm making phone calls this off season for Fox, because I gotta pay. I got Castle, I got Wimby, I got Russell, and I got Harper. Those are my 4 core guys, and I gotta pay them all.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Fox, you the odd man out, just because. Even though I thought his ball handling would have helped the Spurs last night, because the pressure.
Stephon Castle was a little reckless with his pass.
Yes.
And I'm like, this ain't the point guard I saw for Coach Hurley at UConn.
Yeah, it was a little reckless.
So, and I will give him this though. It is his first time on this stage, and playoff defense is clearly 100% different from regular season defense. So he hasn't dealt with this yet. So I think last night was a very good learning experience for him, and I don't expect to see as much recklessness throughout the rest of this series as we saw last night. But De'Aaron probably keeps that game from going to double overtime last night.
Yeah.
So as much as we, gotten on Fox for being the odd man out this year, we are fair enough to also admit San Antonio's legs would be a bit fresher this morning.
Yeah.
And they had De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. If Fox was playing last night, that's why maybe I'm over, because I like Harper a lot. I like the young backcourt. I love the core.
I mean, Harper's going to be 6-man and, Ginobili 2.0 until Fox's contract runs out.
Exactly. So,
that's not a problem either.
And so he'll get, again, I don't want to preordain them champions yet, but if Fox, he'll be the casualty like Mike Miller or all those guys eventually. You just can't keep everybody. So I get it. So if you get a couple titles with him, it makes sense. It worked out for him. It raised his profile. He got to play against Wimby. It works out for everybody. It's a win-win. He got his bag, but they're so young. He's the guy right now for him. He needs to be able to play, because yesterday they couldn't get their offense going in the fourth quarter like that. And I was like, oh, this would have been perfect for someone like Fox, especially when he's downhill. No one can really stay in front of him. But for what their team is now and they're growing to, but that team in OKC, Magic Johnson said this. I saw that tweet and I was like, damn, he might be right. If I'm a West team, like a Memphis, not even Utah. Utah's going to try to compete. New Orleans.
I was going right back to those days with Golden State, Houston, San Antonio, where it's like those 3, and then the rest of the conference doesn't even want to win. Like they just want to wait till their reign is over. It's about to do that real soon.
It's going to get, and the only thing that helps them is it won't probably be 10 years because of the new CBA, maybe more like a 5-year span. But if I'm in those teams like Memphis or those teams, I'm slow cooking my team because.
Oh, no, if you're San Antonio, I'll be honest with you, Sean. If you got to pay, I don't think Castle is going to be a max contract, at least not yet. It's only his 2nd year. So we'll see. And now Harper, he keeps this up. They're going to come up the cheese for him.
Yeah, you're going to max
him up. We know Wemby's going to be the supermax. I think you're San Antonio, you pay those 3 at whatever cost. If that puts you in the first apron, whatever, it's worth it.
Yeah,
as long as you have those 3, you know how to draft. You have a system to where everybody knows how to fit in. Build around those 3, you're fine.
But you're going to lose also the kid from Arizona, the rookie. What's his name? Carter Bryant. He could defend.
Oh,
and
that's man, more part of the future.
Yeah, he could defend, but he's going to be one of
those.
And
then you keep him for when De'Aaron Fox is gone.
Yes, exactly.
And then they are at Castle. Because they're going to lose Vassell after this contract too.
But then you have Carter Bryant. He's got to step in.
Bryant's going to be your 3. They're going to be fine. Yeah, because the Spurs are going to go through iterations. There's going to be just like the last era of the Spurs, because they're going to lose Carter Bryant eventually.
Yes.
Calvin Johnson's going to go get paid.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say Carter Bryant. They're going to lose Devin Vassell eventually. Calvin Johnson's going to get paid. Calvin Johnson, excuse me. and De'Aaron Fox is going to be gone. You're still going to be able to come right back with Castle, Harper, Carter Bryant, Wemby, and whoever the fifth man in your lineup is going to be.
Yeah. Even this OKC team, we talked about it, they're going to lose some players. But that tweet last night you sent about there's about 10 players on both teams that could have been the second best player on the Pistons. And we could talk about, that was one of the realest tweets I've ever seen. And I was like, and I started, I'm sitting here, and I'm like, this person. I was the only people I couldn't really think of was like Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't think he'd be the second best player, but I would take basically the whole Spurs starting lineup as my second best player, and basically the whole OKC start. Even Casey Wallace, I would take Casey Wallace as my second best player in Detroit. That the depth for you to compete with these two teams over the next 5 years, that you have to, like the Lakers, your Lakers.
And that's why Mark Walter is adding so much to that franchise right now, because he sees his Dodgers are the Thunder and Spurs of Major League Baseball, where it's just they're deep.
You gotta have a deep team.
He sees the Thunder and the Spurs. He's like, yeah, this franchise does not do enough in terms of roster building. We're going to change that. And I'll be honest with you, he's the only reason I think the Lakers have a sniff of potential at being the third team in the mix out west. The only reason, Mark Walter and Luka, because you got to have an MVP candidate.
No, you have that. They have the guy.
It seems like it's that simple. Wemby, Shea, Luka, out east. You choose out of Brown. I'll be honest with you. Brown's the only one who's even been in MVP conversations to me. Now, granted, it was because of Tatum's injury, but even when he was healthy, Brown got the Finals MVP. Jalen Brunson, who I thought got robbed, what was it, last year, 2 years ago? You got to have an MVP candidate to be a contender these days. It's that simple. And the Lakers, they've got one of the 10 best players in the world. If they have ownership that is fine with, because it seems like they're slowly phasing the Buss family out. Well, the Buss family's already gone. It's just
they're gone. It's just Jeannie, yeah.
It seems like they're phasing Jeannie out, and Jeannie just doesn't know it. If they can turn the Lakers front office, not money spending and roster building, because you just can't do it in basketball. If they can turn the Lakers front office into something like the Dodgers have, then they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the team. I think last night was a statement about the teams in the West, a Magic Johnson statement. If I'm Denver and I'm the owner, do I really want to go in the luxury tax? I have to go in the luxury tax. Even that, do I think we're good enough to beat San Antonio in OKC? You have to have a question. Houston.
Not that Christian Brown contract.
Exactly. Houston, with your core, are you deep enough and good enough? Let's see when you're fully healthy to compete with a team like this. Like a lot of teams, like that's why I like how Utah's building the team. They're going to have a lot of depth on that team.
Yeah.
Utah. You need that type of depth to compete with those two teams. And it's been drafting well, some luck and things of that nature for both of those teams. But
and guess what, Sean? I would bet my money those are the only three front offices in the Western Conference that actually watch college basketball all year round.
What, Utah, San Antonio, OKC?
Yes.
Yeah.
You just go look at the rest of their rosters. Not like the other 12 teams in the West. Go look at their rosters. I'm pretty sure anyone that's sensible will come to the same conclusion that I have. That OKC, San Antonio, and Utah are the only franchises whose front offices still watch college basketball. You know what? I'll put Portland in that mix too.
Portland's done a great job.
Because Tumani Kamare was a hell of a find. And I don't know in today's NBA how many teams would have used that high of a lottery pick on Donovan Clingan like they did. I agree with it 100%, but I don't know how many teams would have done it.
Portland has depth. Do they have Holiday's a third player on a championship team at this point in his career? Is Dame your second best player? I don't know. Like I like the depth. Again, the point is in the West.
Play off the ball next year.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to because
He's got Scoot with them.
They got some depth. That's what one team would. They solidified their coaching position. I don't know what they're gonna do, even though they
splitter. And the owner needs to learn about the NBA.
Yeah,
it's still because you gave him his credit today. Let me go ahead and bring him right back down to earth.
I didn't give him credit. I say he was blessed. I didn't
Okay,
give him
yeah,
credit.
yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Let me go ahead and bring him back down to earth because he don't need to be up that high. Yeah, you telling me you and your owners approved someone to buy a team in your franchise who just straight up came out and said, "I don't understand this league."
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say this. I watched the whole podcast with him and Rich Paul and Max Kellerman. I would say this.
I'm glad you did because I just cannot give a view to Rich Paul. I just can't. Every time I look up, he's doing some new PR for LeBron's image. I just can't. I can't.
Rich is I like Max. Max is really
I've
good.
never seen someone on their knees so much besides him and Maverick Carter. I need
The man
do
changes.
y'all, brothers. Do y'all need some lotion?
The
Cocoa
man.
butter.
The thing is this about Tom Dunham or whatever it's Dunham. What's his name? Dundon. I would say this. I do agree with some philosophies that he was saying. He was like, I'm not paying. I paid for extra night for the players and the coaches. I'm not paying that off for the traveling party that we're going to charge just a second night. We only supposed to stay for one night. No, they're not going to stay there extra night because they're there to work. And we had a game that night. I had a ballroom set up for them. We checked out at 1:00. The ballroom was for 1:45. You're here to work. I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. He was like, oh, in hockey, we do the towels. We don't do t-shirts. And then I realized no one was waving the towels. So I made a mistake about that. I respect. He was like, in the NBA, they spend the Portland Trailblazers spend $100 million more than the Carolina Panthers. And a lot of the stuff is frivolous spending. Like he's like, I'm the billionaire who would turn off all the lights in the house before we leave. And so I got what he was saying, but no one puts context behind it. So when he was saying that, I was like, well, he's kind of right. I'm not going to spend $100 million on extra stuff of my business just to be spent $100 million extra. Remember, he's not Paul Allen and the Allen family. He's a billionaire, but he's not that level of billionaire. So it made sense what he was saying. And the two-way players, he said, we don't bring extra players in hockey. We just bring the players. We don't want distractions. That made sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him for not bringing the two-way players for the
yeah.
Y'all can't play anyway.
You can't play.
Y'all have burnt the full roster spot. Let this be motivation for y'all to work even harder this offseason. I'm with him on that. I'm glad you brought up Paul in the Blazers. Did you watch that Netflix documentary? And I'm putting air quotes on that documentary on the Trailblazers.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that yet.
It was so half-assed. How you don't mention Detlef Schrempf, Brian Grant, and Steve Smith, and Arvydas Sabonis, and all in the documentary? They act like the Blazers were just Bonzi Wells, Damon Stoudemire, and Rasheed Wallace, with an addition of Scottie Pippen. The Blazers were way more than that. They talked about Ruben Patterson,
the Kobe stopper.
Yeah, because his stuff with his wife, but you didn't bring up Steve Smith, Detlef Schrempf, Brian Grant, and Arvydas Sabonis at all. That's what made Portland. It wasn't Bonzi, Damon Stoudemire, and Rasheed. Well, it was how deep they were. So that was such a horrible documentary. But there is one group of people I'm going to recommend to watch that, Sean. You want to take a guess who it's going to be?
Who?
LeBron fans. You want to know why?
Why?
You know how LeBron fans love to crap on everybody from the Jordan era.
Yes.
And then elevate Scottie so high.
Mm-hmm.
That documentary gave the perfect perspective to Scottie. I forgot. First of all, he wanted to go to LA because he saw Phil in the next Jordan and Kobe. So he already knew what he needed. He already knew he wasn't that guy. So that's number one. Number two, he got Jedi mind tricked by Paul Allen. Actually, it wasn't Paul. It was the GM. What was his name? Oh damn. Anyways, he got Jedi mind tricked by the GM. He's like, well, you go there, and it'll be the same thing as Chicago. Or you can come here and change the narrative and prove to the world that Scottie Pippen can win as the guy. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to Portland. Goes to Portland. That fourth quarter against the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
Game 7. Mike's not letting that happen. Swept by the Lakers the year after. And whooped by the Lakers again the year after that. And just like that, the team was broken up. And I'm so glad that that is who Scottie Pippen was without Michael Jordan. You hit one good year, and then it would have gone to hell. You already saw they on the way to 500, maybe a losing record the second year until he started begging for Mike to come back. Houston didn't work. Portland, you got 1 year, and then it went to crap. So LeBron, please go watch that because y'all have illusions of grandeur of who Scottie Pippen was. And I'm sick. I'm sorry. I really am.
That's ridiculous. I'm gonna watch it just next time I'm flying. Next in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna watch it on the plane because I didn't know that he wanted to go to LA. And you automatically said, "Is he in the documentary talking?"
You know, he didn't even speak in the documentary.
It
literally was just Bonzi, Damon, and Rasheed.
Who produced it? Was it Bonzi or someone of these guys?
I don't know. It was the Netflix Untold.
I'm gonna watch it.
It was that crew.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see this. I'm gonna have to see this documentary.
All right. But before we switch lanes, Spurs in 6 because he's not getting the whistle this postseason and he looks like crap. I don't know how you let that win MVP. I don't know why you even think that's anywhere close to best player in the world, but he's not. And yeah, AJ Mitchell, boy, Phoenix and LA. Y'all gotta feel real bad. Like, I don't think he's gonna play out this the rest of the series. And we have to remember Jalen Williams came back yesterday, which is automatically going to cut into his production. But yeah, if you're Phoenix and LA, there's no way you keep Jalen Green on the roster next year at that contract and to play the same position as Devin Booker when you need to do all you can to bring Colin Gillespie back. And if you're the Lakers, and we're going to talk about it soon, you got to tell Luka to kiss your ass. You cannot bring Austin Reeves back, especially watching this series.
Yeah, this series, Austin Reeves. This is a big boy series. Austin Reeves couldn't play like that.
And check at some point.
Ooh, I was gonna say that. Yep, let's talk about it.
You want to grow a pair of cojones? No. This dude been kicking your ass since y'all were teenagers. You ain't sick of it yet.
Javon, when I saw the tail of the tape last night, why is Chet been in the league longer than Wimpy and it's 30 pounds lighter than him? Come on, man. Chet, come on. He's small. He's scrawny as hell. You gotta
That's why he had to be Hartenstein because they couldn't keep him at the 5.
Yeah, no, if we lose this series, I'm OKC. Chet, you putting 15, 20 pounds of muscle in this offseason. Because that's the competition.
I got 3 people I got an offseason regimen for, Sean.
Good.
Chet, you don't do nothing but touch weights this offseason. And then as much as I hate to do this, I'm giving y'all a little inside baseball. And you know something holds some weight if you send it to Sean and he comes back and says, that's probably the realest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what's the realest thing Sean has ever seen because he said it about 60 million times. But you know something is valid if Sean says that.
True.
I felt that exact way watching this clip of the Nick Wright podcast. Ooh. He said if the Thompson twins just go get a daggone log, like just go rent out a gym in a log cabin in rural Utah and just get themselves a corner 3 and 1 or 2 spots in the mid-range that they're comfortable with, those 2 could generate $1 billion for their family.
Easily.
I said, that might be the realest thing I ever heard.
Quote Sean on that. Yo, that's definitely my saying. I gotta trademark that. Yo, Javon, that's one of the realest things I've ever heard. I can't lie.
Yeah, I was like, hey, he got one on this one.
When I heard Kenny Atkinson saying the plan in Game 7 was to go away from him, I was like, him and he's better defensively than his brother now. but him and Wimby, the most feared defenders in the league. That's crazy when a coach admits, yo, we were just like, and Donovan, we'll talk about that. He struggled against him. That guy had him clamps on him. So, like, Nick Wright's right on that aspect. You gotta sit. Those boys got to develop something for those two teams, and we'll get into it to take the step. Those two guys got to become way better offensive players.
Easily. So who you got winning the West?
Spurs and 7. Jalen Williams. The only thing is Jalen Williams is not the same. You could just tell he made some big shots at the end down the stretch.
With 2 hamstring injuries.
Yeah,
he's not going to be able to get into his mold.
So he's not the same. Spurs and 7. Wimby goes to the finals this year.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going Spurs and 6 because of Williams' hammy and hammies, and Shea's not that guy. I'm going Spurs and 6. I think we're getting a rematch of the 1999 finals because I would not be surprised, Sean, if the same thing that happened to Philly happens to Cleveland. Coming up, they got the rest disadvantage and got to play this Knicks team. I don't know what got into New York, but I wouldn't be shocked if they run Cleveland because James Harden looked like dog doo-doo last series.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan does not look like his normal playoff self, and they do not. Remember, I said this about Denver not having a wing scorer, so that was that allowed Minnesota to put McDaniels on Murray and mess up their whole offense.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got that same issue. They don't have a wing scorer that's going to demand you to put OG Anunoby on them. So now, if I really want to be a nuisance, and I'm Mike Brown, I can put OG on Donovan and get this series over quickly. The only reason I probably won't do that is I probably need his body on Evan Mobley. But if we go small, they go small, and they take Allen out, as soon as they do it, OG go harass Donovan, and they can end this series quick.
Their best bet is to say big, if that makes sense. They have to, because you have to neutralize OG. I love Donovan, but everybody forgets Donovan's like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
He's not a big guy. He's a very talented offensive guy, but Thompson.
He's built like Brunson. He's just way more athletic.
Yeah, he's way athletic. But Thompson's defense was OG's not the level as that kid, but he's a really good defender. So he's going to make life tough for them. I think this is a bad matchup for Cleveland. Even though I just see some signs of life from Evan Mobley last series, I just think the way the Knicks are playing, Mike Brown have them playing like Cat's playing that Sabonis role. They're playing more of an offensive style that goes little Golden State, a little Sacramento. They're the team. That team should win. I don't even think it's in a long discussion. I think that team wins it in 5. I think
it doesn't go any further than 5.
Yeah, I don't think it's that more talented. They're not having Brunson just dribble the ball for 13, 14 seconds. And I have to give the Leon Rose and those guys credit. They made the right move with Tibbs, moving off from Tibbs, because Tibbs runs those guys into the ground, doesn't play his bench, and the offense is the same system all the time. And by the way, Orlando, I love Tibbs, but he should not be a head coach if he's a candidate.
That's not solving your issue.
Yeah, it's not going to solve your issue at all. You should have just kept Jamal Mosley if that's the case. But I do think that I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the way the offense is running. They've been a really good defensive team after All-Star break. Yeah, Knicks at 5, Knicks San Antonio in the finals. Like rematch of 1999. It's going to be, and I think it'll be a really good finals.
Yeah.
Really good.
And ABC will love it. Wemby against the Knicks. Woo! Couple things.
Adam Silver, get on your knees again and pray. Pause.
Because he looks Silver, his scheduling committee, they look like geniuses.
Why?
You know what the 2 highest rated games of the regular season were, Sean?
This year?
This year.
Nah.
Spurs Thunder on Christmas. Cavs Knicks on Christmas. That's your final 4 now.
Okay.
So I'm going to say they look like super geniuses on the East side because all you had to do is tune into this podcast, and we told you there was no reason for that not to be the conference finals this year. Did we not say that?
Yeah, that was a better favor, and yeah,
And
it
we
worked.
said the only team we can see muddying it up was the Hawks.
Yes, and that turned out.
And they changed their complete roster.
Yeah,
So,
it's not the same team. Yeah.
So I do want to give these two teams credit. They got exactly where they were supposed to go. Cleveland, I don't like how you got there. That Detroit series, Sean, that was the second time in NBA history that a series went to Game 7, and it was both teams just back-to-back series of 7 games.
Oh wow!
And that has never produced a champion, by the way. Yeah, actually, it wasn't the second time. I think it was the fourth time actually, and it has never produced a champion. So Cleveland, this isn't the accomplishment you think it is, especially with how quick I think they're going to go out. Knicks in 5. Also, I'm going to add one more player to my list of all-season guys. I'm going to send the Thompson twins together. Then I'm going to send Evan Mobley to go with Chet. I want him to bulk up so they can get rid of Jared Allen and let Mobley play the 5. I think that will do a lot more for them than having both of them together because I don't want Mobley kind of having to sit in the corner sometimes because Allen's in the game just for the purposes of spacing. I want Evan Mobley as close to the paint as possible with the option to move his way out. That's why I'm an advocate of Wemby being the 5 instead of the 4. And you go get him a stretch 4 you go get him an Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
I just don't think Cleveland's offense is going to go far with Mobley and Allen together while you got the James Harden contract. It's just, and let's say LeBron wants to go back. I don't want LeBron, Mobley, and Allen with Harden and Donovan Mitchell. That's just, I don't like that basketball-wise at all. I would much rather Harden, Mitchell, Tyson, LeBron, and Mobley. Still not the biggest fan of that, but it makes way more basketball sense than Allen being in the starting lineup instead of Jalen Tyson. Last thing, because like you said, this segment doesn't take too much, doesn't require too much. Sean, remember I told you, remind me to talk about the new media today?
Yeah.
Came to mind for the Knicks, and that's exactly why it came up. Sean, when all these new media came out, it was because they were just so sick and tired of the old media, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted their own platform and change how things are done. The only person who stuck to it is Matt Barnes. Oh, the smoke ain't shining with nobody. And Gil's Arena. I'll give him Gil's Arena messed up when they brought in Skip. That it's still good, but you brought in old media to give yourself some credibility because you knew you couldn't keep up with
the NFL.
I think the basketball show could use a Skip Bayless also because I don't think we need Nick Young, Brandon Jennings, Rashad McCain's, and Gilbert Arenas without a professional in the building. I'm sorry. But anyways, he's the second closest to it. Matt Barnes is the only one who stuck to we're creating our own lane and we're staying to it. Remember when It Is What It Is first came out, and you kept hearing Cameron saying this dumbass, oh, we the new source. Do you even know what the source is? Do you know what a source is? You're the new source for what? Because y'all ain't been the source for nothing but laughs. Y'all ain't breaking no news.
Yeah.
And you're going up there, you're just the project version of First Take. And then I look up, and Cameron's doing multiple days a week on First Take. So what was the purpose of this new media stuff? Draymond, new media this, new media that. And then what happens? You sign a deal with Turner to be on Inside the NBA once the Warriors season is over. I'm going to take Gilbert off of it. Because I forgot. Until he got caught up in the gambling thing, he was on First Take every Friday.
He was, yeah.
So what was this whole new media thing? Oh, a bunch of BS, like I said at the beginning. All y'all shut the hell up.
I'm not mad at it because Busting the Boys, aren't they on Get Up now? During the NFL season?
Well, they weren't really a part of the whole new media push. I don't even give them that. I won't put them in that conversation.
And let's go. I'm not mad because first of all, they're getting the guaranteed checks. They're still working on it and they're doing their thing. And Matt Barnes did start on ESPN and was doing all the smoke at the
No,
beginning.
but that's it. He broke away from that to start his new venture. And has not turned back ever since. That's what the whole new media push was supposed to be.
Good point. Matt Barnes, I'll give him credit. He's created a company. He's not just a podcast. He's created the baseball. They're doing all the other stuff. They're signing acts. I give him a lot of credit.
Boxing, like Andre Ward and Roy Jones Jr. are all the smoke boxing.
Exactly. So I give him credit. They created a company, a media company. They're not just doing a podcast. The thing is this. I'm a big advocate. If you're going to go on different platforms, still be who you are. I liked Cam on ESPN because he still was saying pause, even though that probably went over a bunch of white people's head when he was doing that on ESPN, right? It was. He was saying that like he was still being him throughout the swearing and using the N-word. I respect it. And I just don't like when I go see people on their podcast and they're different on ESPN. I'm just not. It kind of makes me like busting the boy. Is not Gilbert. Gilbert's not the same. He's not as off the hinges. Like I like Shannon Sharp when he was on both because he was Nightcap is the same as
I can't listen to him, period. And I had to unfollow Nightcap on everything. I think last month, me and all my homeboys and my brother, all of us, unfollowed them on everything because Chad Johnson and Shannon Sharp was on there convincing Joe Johnson to start getting his ass eaten.
Oh no!
And they was talking about you can toot it up.
Oh, I didn't listen to that.
Said, y'all.
Yeah, we gotta cut that. Pause. I don't know about that. But yeah, that's my only thing. But I agree with you. Matt Barnes is the only one who's standing out, and he's like a real CEO of this thing. Like he's stepping up. Like I'm gonna create this lane.
And he's the only one who's actually taking the strides to like teach himself how to be a journalist. He's the only one who does good interviews.
Yeah, he does really good interviews.
Unlike his buddy Steven Jackson, he knows how to shut the hell up and just let the guests talk.
He's amazing at it. He's really good.
You go watch Club Shay Shay. Shannon can't shut up while he was trying to give his answer. Cam Newton, Lord have mercy. I mean, he'll let people just get on his show and say anything.
Yeah, Cam's not. I don't really like his show. Like.
He tries to sound way smarter than he is. And the personality stuff, I don't even think that's the real Cam Newton. And if it is, yeah, it just ain't it. I just can't.
I like him on ESPN. Like more control. He's not acting crazy. I like him.
He be on there just rambling. Yo, the issue Stephen A had with Max Kellerman, that's the issue I got with Cam when he was on First Take. What are you saying? And get to the point.
And
all that for your point to not even be good.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Draymond too. I don't really like him on inside. I understand it's setting it up for one of those guys retire. He's going to be the next guy up if they keep the show going. But I don't really like him on inside. Stay on your own podcast.
And he doesn't need a podcast to begin with. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that. But a lot of guys have podcasts. Nicky, right? I don't like it. Like I do like Bill Simmons' podcast for some reason. I grew up on Bill Simmons. But yeah, not a lot of sports ones are really connecting with me.
I will give Club 520 his credit.
It's the best one by far.
And you don't see them going on every other. No, they are.
I didn't know they were.
You didn't know they were part of Volume?
No, I didn't know part of Volume. So I saw Colin.
In the top right corner.
Yeah, I probably seen 100 times, but just went over my head. But I like that interview with Colin I just saw the other day. I was like, Kyle heard it
because I've seen some clips. Yeah, that's one I actually need to watch because Kyle Hurd. I saw the clip he was talking about when he was in Vegas back when they actually had mob reporters.
Yeah,
he was afraid to walk to the bathroom in this restaurant because it was a mob restaurant. He's like. They see me on TV every night. They think I'm a mob reporter. I'm going to the bathroom, man. They keep walking up behind me. And the whole time, the guy was it was the dude that Joe Pesci was playing on Goodfellas. It's like a couple months later,
Oh yeah.
dude gets whacked in the cornfield in Indiana. He's like, I knew I was right not to walk in that bathroom.
Oh man, that's crazy, yo. But shout out to the volume. I like what they built over there.
Yeah, Collins created a pretty good thing for himself.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, Luka, LeBron, and the Lakers.
Yes.
So, got a few things here. Luka Doncic would absolutely prefer that the Lakers keep Austin Reeves. I'm not letting Reeves and Luka be on the same team. It's not happening. Not only that, he has made it crystal clear that he is against any trade that sends Austin Reeves out in return for Giannis. Think he's done for that too. Then you got LeBron, the spin. Let me control the narrative. Let me control the media. By the way, Dave McMenamin should never call himself a journalist, a reporter of anything of the sort ever again. His whole career has been whatever LeBron tells me to write, I'm writing. And he puts out that BS piece of LeBron feeling like the Lakers have taken him for granted. Then the Lakers get rid of that whole young core to get you Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Didn't they go reconstruct that team and go get you the best rebounder of the era in Andre Drummond and one of the best six men of the era in Dennis Schroeder?
Mm-hmm.
And people talk about they broke that team up for no reason. If AD doesn't get hurt against Phoenix, the Lakers would have repeated that year. I don't even think it's a question. Didn't they listen to you and go get Russell Westbrook, who didn't fit at all?
Yeah, I'm not sure why that ever was. We all knew that before they played the game.
Okay. Let's see. What else did the Lakers do for LeBron? Oh, drafted his sorry ass son who shot 26% from the field in college.
That was the biggest assist in NBA history.
Okay. Let's see. Found undrafted Caruso. Turned out to be a pretty important piece for your championship team and for the Thunders. Didn't they pay Taylor Horton Tucker because you kind of demanded them to pay your guy? Called him up in the G League, signed him to Clutch, and forced them to pay him. Did that not happen, Sean?
Yeah, I think he's out the league now. He's in Utah.
He's overseas. Yeah, he's like Turkey. Okay. And then of course found Austin Reeves undrafted again, developed him, and now he's somebody that you love, that you forced into the lineup. How did the Lakers take LeBron for granted again?
I think what happens is I think in LeBron's mind, by the way, Drake gave him some bars in that album, like well deserved. And I think in his mind, he's still LeBron of 2013, 2014. And you're all-time great. But the Lakers moved on. When they didn't include him in the Luka trade, that was a telltale sign. We're like, hey, we're taking control back of our organization. And this kid, the 26-year-old kid at the time, he's the new franchise. He's the guy, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's been hard for LeBron. He's been humbled the last few years. So we dropped down to the third option. The world doesn't revolve around me anymore.
He has not had an ounce of humble in his bones since he left Cleveland.
Yeah, so I think
I think the only time he's been humble ever since he left Cleveland, the first time, was the 2012 Olympics, because he always knew he had to bow down to the Mamba. And after that was the last chance of seeing any sort of being humble out of LeBron.
And one thing, we don't quote Stephen A, but like he said that everybody knows LeBron likes to manipulate the narratives and things of that nature. And I think these organizations, that's why.
What I'm for. I mean, Perkins, and then Kenneth Perkins said one thing about him. Cut him off. He still got Richard Jefferson and Channing Frye out there, so I think he was fine with cutting bait with Kendrick Perkins. And then he had Windhorst. I still don't know what his beef with Windhorst is. When Windhorst was another, he used to do the same thing McMenamin does, and booted him out. And when he went on McAfee last year, with the white girls, that's what I called it, because that's exactly what that was. And the beef with Stephen A makes no sense to me, because Sean, me and you watched the original First Take. Stephen A used to defend the hell out of LeBron
all the time.
He was talking about all the time. Stephen A should be one of LeBron's favorite people on earth. So
I think it was the whole son situation, but I do think that. But then Stevie A went on a media tour about it. I didn't like that. So both of them are wrong in that situation. I would say this: the Lakers got to do what's best for the organization long term, and it makes sense to build around Luka. Luka's one of the 5 best players in the league, and there's a blueprint how to build around Luka. I agree. Austin Reeves is not a part of that blueprint. I know you want a Kyrie Irving type of role next to him, but I think you could find that in someone else. Like if I would call New Orleans and see if I can get one of the 2 wings to be put next to Luka, and then kind of go from there. I do think that, again, back to LeBron, I just think his ego is like, we have have big egos, and no one has better, but no one's. Well, how's it work, Javon, when no one's told you no for 16 years or for 20 plus years? He says he's 16 years old. Yeah. So what happened when the famous story with Pat Riley was like, "Oh, this is my organization. People are not flying on the team plane." He couldn't only take it for a while. He was like, "Yo, I gotta get out of here. I got what I needed. I'm out." He's a control freak. We all know that. So when the Lakers like, "Hey, we take back control of our organization," the chain of command is Luka's first, and everybody's underneath him. He couldn't handle it, and again, it's the right thing to do. I was Mr. Player Empowerment. I'm not so anymore. It's gone too far right, and LeBron's to blame for this. There's a lot of things LeBron's to blame for in this league that helped when Wemby takes control of the league, that he
dunk
plays back.
contest, kill the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you need to go guard the opposing player's best guy. Shout out to Ant for bringing that back.
Love it. I want, like, we gotta start bringing some of the old guard back in that form. And again, when Wemby has the crown, I hope he brings that back. So yeah, it's just he hasn't been really told no for half of his life. So it's hard for him to take care of to take.
I'm going to say half because
since he became LeBron's 13, 14.
No. I'm saying it can be longer than that. Sean, you're the behavioral therapist, and we know our people.
Yes.
Hey, sometimes you being raised by a single mom in the project, you don't hear no much either.
Sure. Good point. It could be just be who he is.
Some of them kids, they mom treated them more like a boyfriend than a son.
And he's the only child. And
it's always the only child.
And he's always the only child. Okay. I take.
Are we sure this is just an NBA thing? This might go back further.
That's a great point. That's a great point. It might just be. It's all about me. And so it's not working over there. I think for the Lakers, you got to move on. You got to flip the page. And the money you're going to give Reeves and LeBron, you have to you see the 2 teams, the 2 best teams in the league who's going to be there for the next 5 years at least. You got to go get you some more talent.
And you know what kills me? You got people who are like, no, you got to pay Reeves because this ain't a good free agent class. Can't get anybody. I would rather sacrifice a year and keep my money than get tied into a bad contract and not be able to compete for several years.
Look at
you ain't nowhere close to winning right now, and re-signing Reeves ain't going to get you anywhere closer to winning. You can let the Spurs and the Thunder have the next 2 years.
Yeah,
keep that money.
If I was them, 2027 class, Mitchell. I don't think Mitchell signs the extension with Cleveland. Mitchell's available. Giannis is available because what happened? They pull a Kawhi in Milwaukee's like, we got to do what's best for us. And they trade him somewhere he doesn't want to be. And then Jokic is available. And if I'm Jokic and I'm looking at the West.
And you know he loves himself some Luka.
I'm being real. If I'm looking at the West, if I'm any guy, I have to look at those 2 teams. I'm like, it can't just be me and a bunch of role players. And if I'm Jokic, no disrespect to Jamal Murray, but he ain't Luka. You know what I mean? Like,
but Sean, that's gonna be the worst defensive team in NBA history.
All right, this is my thing.
So Luka and Jokic and screen and roll actions, buddy, it's over.
The only way it works. But I said this, and we'll talk about it in 2 years, God willing. If you have 3 elite defenders next to those guys, like their best bet is
you need the 3 best defenders in the league.
Your best bet is out of those guys I just named is if Giannis becomes a free agent and you sign Giannis straight up, and then you can build around them. That's your best bet.
Because 27 is Giannis, who will be. Ooh, hold on. Let's see something real quick. Are these updated ages? Yeah, I think so. So it's Giannis, who will
33.
be 32 and a half. Jokic, who will be 32 if he opts out. Yeah, because Giannis and Jokic all would have to opt out. If Karl Towns opts out,
Mm-hmm.
he'll be 31 and a half. Donovan Mitchell, if he opts out, he'll be 31. Who else is in that class? I don't think you bring Brandon Ingram back down lane. Michael Porter will be 20, coming up on 29 as a restricted free agent. Hartenstein will be off the books from OKC.
Dort.
Dort's this year, I think.
Oh yeah. If I'm the Lakers, I try to trade because if I'm OKC, I'm not bringing Dort back. I feel like we have enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to spend the money out. I'm the
Kelsey
Lakers.
Johnson will be available. It's options in 27. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's where their cap space. A lot of teams, Miami, them, Golden State, they clean the books clean for 2027. That's when free agency is actually going to come back.
So don't be dumb and spend your money on this season.
And look at Cleveland. If I'm Donovan, I look at the team. I'm like, oh, I want to wait to 27. If I'm Jokic, I want to wait to 27. Like and I'm Giannis. Because my current teams are not. I have to look at those two teams. Can we even get to the finals? Can we beat those two teams?
And this is why it's important to trade for Giannis this year if you're a team who wants him, because you'll have a full season to convince him this is where you need to be before free agency.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, wait till 27. Just don't spend that money this year. Don't.
Whatever you could do this year is not going to be OKC or the Thunder team. Presumably they're healthy next year in the West.
And this is a good chance to set an early tone for Luka, who's already signed his extension. Like, all right, hey, we value your opinion, but I'm going to your boy Steve Bisciotti. This is my franchise, and we're going to do what's best for the franchise. We know you like Austin, but buddy, he ain't what's best for the team.
No, you can't have at least when you had Kyrie.
Tell Luka no a little early.
Kyrie's a capable defender. Austin Reeves and Luka in the backcourt, there's no defense. Like you can't do this, and it's only so much unless you go get Wemby, which is not possible. There's no center out there who's just going to erase all those mistakes for you all the time.
Yeah. All right. Daryl Morey has gotten the can and should not get another job in the NBA. Period.
Yeah, I don't see why. I think he's ushered some of the worst basketball in the NBA. If I'm an owner, don't even bring his name to my attention because I think his style of basketball. Someone said this is so true. He could see talent. We gotta always give him credit for being. It's drafted well. VJ, I don't see
why isn't Isaiah Joe on the Sixers anymore and down with the reigning champions?
Good point.
Because he reigned them. He waived them. Champagne from the Spurs. Why is he in San Antonio?
Waived him. Yeah.
Oh, Morey waived him. Okay. And then Jared McCain.
He drafted him though.
But didn't you trade him? So
yeah.
Got you. Is it more responsible for the James Harden trade?
Yes. But he did get Chris Paul to Houston. He did bring. Listen. It's unknown, but I think we all could say if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, Houston goes to the finals that
year. Yeah.
Okay. So he built that team, and I give him credit for being the only GM at the time saying, "Hey, we're not just going to lay down to Golden State and challenge Golden State." Did they be successful? No.
He was the only GM. Spurs also made a run at it. And Portland didn't bow down to Golden State either. Their team just wasn't good enough. But they did not bow down to Golden State. It was Houston, Portland, and San Antonio.
And he did get Tyrese Maxey. Like, he did draft Tyrese. So I'll give him VJ. They got the backcourt. But my point is, he hasn't been able to do. He's lived off his name, and being the guy who has the Sloan Institute, that thing in Boston every year at MIT, cool in the analytics. But to actually bring the talent in and win a title, I don't think he deserves another job. I think he'll probably do a podcast. He's a really great personality. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's on TV next year.
That's one person I do not want to see on television. I do not want to watch the person responsible for ruining basketball. Sean, I got 3 words for you. Don't pay Duren.
Yeah. I actually look at it this way. It might be a blessing in disguise for the Pistons, because now you could look at him and his agent and be like, listen, that was concerning. We cannot give you, it was talking about 5 for 240, 5 for 260 if he makes all NBA. I'm like, what? Yo, I'm looking at him. This is the perfect deal. I heard someone say it, so I don't want to take full credit. Jarrett Allen's getting 28 to 30, I think $30 million a year. That's what his market is. I'm giving you 30. It works out because that 30 in this NBA is not crazy.
Yo, I can't wrap my mind around that, man. 30 million. You get to play like that in the playoffs and get rewarded with $30 million a year.
I don't make the rules. Jarrett Allen's getting 30. So if I'd say he's better than like Allen in some aspects. So you give him 30, but it works out for now. The only top guy you're paying is Cade. Asar cannot come to you and want a max deal. He's got to improve so much next season that he's your second best player, and by a long shot, right? And I'm not just saying on your team, but we could see, this could be a co-star. So they have their third best player and their fourth best player on their teams already. They just need to find their second guy. And I don't think those two guys are second guy. So I think it's a blessing in disguise now, because now you could keep him at a discounted rate, even though he's an all NBA, maybe third team or all-star. And you could go build around Cade, because that was embarrassing. I felt bad for Cade. I'm watching him like, damn, my guy's playing with no one out there. When Duncan Robinson is your second best offensive player, Tarius Harris, you ain't nowhere from a championship. That's a bad team. So it works out for them, because I'm like, yo, then go sign with LA. I'm not giving you more than Jarrett. You could get 30 to 32 million for me, and then you get a lot of cap space over the next couple of years, that free agent class, and be able to, and you have all your picks going forward. You can go sign someone. Detroit's in a good position because they were going to have to pay him $50-60 million before the playoffs. Now I look at them, you can't get that.
Malik Beasley, you just had to gamble because they needed you. In Detroit, I was against trading Jaden Ivey, excuse me. And I mean, it's another one they could have used in this series.
Yeah.
I'm glad they found out this series that offense operated best with Jenkins and Cunningham on the floor together, where Cade could go worry about scoring and Jenkins could worry about getting the ball to everyone else. Yeah, they got to go get themselves another guy who can go get a bucket.
Jenkins is a backup point guard, though. They need to find 3 starters this year.
You think Jenkins is a backup?
I don't think he's a starting point guard.
I think he is. I think he's in that same conversation of Nembhard. If you give him a chance, he'll be just fine. Me personally.
Yeah, let me see more. But they need 3 starters on that team. I think the only starter, or 2 starters. They need 2 extra starters on that team and a 6th man. Like, they got a lot of work to do in Detroit. Again, don't pay Duren.
If you're the Pistons, I don't know if there's a free agent you go after this offseason. Maybe Happy Moore. You try to outbid the Lakers for him. Or because you have the defenders around him, maybe you try to take Reeves from the Lakers. Outside of that, you got to explore trade options.
Yeah, they got to.
And I just don't know who's enticing on that roster.
You got to hope that Thompson takes a step. That's your best option. Or just run it back next season or try to trade for Giannis or something. Like, you got to figure something out. But again, you can't pay Duren and you can't pay Thompson. You can't pay those guys. They're one-sided type of players at this point. They can't play offense at all. And it's a disservice to Cade.
Yeah. All right. Sean, and at least The Mets and the Phillies are regrouping. Donnie Baseball has the Phillies playing winning baseball, and the Mets are getting their stuff together.
I would give Donnie Baseball a lot of credit. They're second place, but that's like 8.5 games out with the Braves. The Braves are playing.
Oh yeah, the Braves. That's
yeah, amazing baseball. Yeah, amazing baseball. But yeah, I would give them credit. Because I thought the season was over. We both thought, oh, there's no way for them to come back. The Mets are still in last place, but I don't know what the NL wild card is looking right now. But they're playing better baseball, so I got to give them credit. They're playing much better baseball, and they're hitting more timely hits now. But both of those teams, the division is probably gone, but the wild card is still in play.
The Mets are 6.5 games out of the final wild card spot, while the Phillies are the first team out at 3 games back of St. Louis. I think with the Phillies, I don't think a World Series is in their grasp, which is what this roster was built for. But they did save their chances at the playoffs, if you ask me, because that roster is talented. And Kyle Schwarber went on a heater last week. Yeah. So maybe they needed a new voice. How many new voices are you going to need is my question, because isn't this the third manager with this group?
Third manager, yep.
All right. And with the Mets, started off so slow that you need so much help. That's never a good thing. So at some point, I see again, team building has to mean something instead of just trying to buy the team. You got to build an actual roster. And you know what kills me about so far in baseball? None of these teams are just bad enough to count them out. My Orioles stink. 6 games below 500. I'm seeing Taylor Ward and Gunnar Henderson bat lead off. The Trevor Rogers fall off was so predictable to everyone but Mike Elias, apparently. All this crap going on Utah Street. And they're still only 1.5 games out of the wild card.
Yeah. Yeah. You should actually, I've done this before as fans of some certain teams. You should actually want your team to not make the playoffs this year so they can fire Elias. Yeah. You gotta sacrifice a year.
Come on, who had been saying that for years about the Ravens? I want them to miss the playoffs so Harbaugh can be gone.
Yeah, you've been calling for it for years.
Come on.
Your dreams came true.
If Elias makes it through this season, David Rubenstein, who I was just reminded of yesterday, is like one of the 7 richest owners in baseball, is no different than Peter Angelos if Elias makes it through this season.
Yeah, he's got to.
Why are we in a place right now where we can say Dan Duquette had a better tenure as the front office man than Mike Elias?
Yeah, and that's
Dan bad. No starting pitching Duquette.
Dan Duquette. I remember him from Boston.
I don't know, man. But the Phillies, I've got faith in. The Mets, I don't know. Because when you got clubhouse drama, it can flare up at any time. So if this Lindor and Soto thing has any legs to it, is it a matter of time before it explodes?
I don't think it should be a matter of anything. If I'm the GM, the owner, the manager, this is Juan Soto's team, and it's going to be done Juan Soto's way. We gave him $800 million. And I don't think Lindor is as attractive a trade option as before. So you stuck in New York. So just fall in line. Kind of simple as that.
And one more thing before we get out of here on baseball, because I love bagging on this guy, and you love bagging on guys who sign these extensions. Yeah, Mike Trout, last place in the American League.
Stupid. And I was gonna send you a text, but I was like, "Don't be petty, Sean." Big Dumper, is that his nickname? Big Dumper.
Look like Chris Davis. Home runs one season. Can't hit a damn thing the next.
That's why you can't even put them in the same. It's disrespectful putting those guys in the same conversation with guys who hit 280 and above and consistently hitting home runs. I think it's disrespectful.
The MVP race for one season has
No,
nothing to do with the next.
it's,
Come on, man.
it's
I know
disrespectful.
you're a Yankees fan. I was saying Cal Raleigh is some better player than Aaron Judge, but Cal Raleigh was super, super, super valuable to the Mariners last season, and you cannot deny it.
Yeah, it was valuable. You cannot bat out under 250 and be an MVP. It's just
All this, we want hard contact and launch angle stuff, and none of those teams win.
no. I don't believe in it. I don't personally believe in it. And
meanwhile, I'm texting my homeboy that works for the Rays last night. First of all, it's y'all. He texted me while I'm watching the Spurs game. He's like, "Now I'm assuming you didn't watch the game tonight, but got a stat for you." I'm like, "What is it, man? I didn't see the score. You didn't guess right." It's like Weston Wilson became the third Oriole since '73, the homer in the same game they pitched in, joining Zach Britton and Kristen Benson. The only difference is Britton and Benson were playing at the National League when the National League didn't have DHs. So they had to go out there. Wilson had to be a position player to pitch last night, right? But we're talking, I'm complaining, and I'm like, I hate this whole Elias regime and what they stand. I'm like, but what they have in Tampa, I'm like, I admire what you guys have going. He's like, yeah, we got the largest baseball ops department in baseball. It's that simple. Like, they dedicate their resources to finding players, and they play they bunt, they run, they play defense. Their lineups actually make sense, and all they care about is putting the ball in play.
And it makes sense in this aspect. You're a small Tampa, Orlando area is a really small place. They're always going to be a small market team, right? So you got to win on what they say the margins. Yeah. So that's what you're supposed to do. Like, and Baltimore is not as a mid market where you would consider. You're not the Yankees, not Boston, whatever. If you want to be run like that, you've got to run your team on the margins, and that's how it works. And that's where you got to find gems and stuff like that.
But my thing is, like, imagine if you have superstars and you just play baseball. That's what the '90s Orioles were. That's what the '90s Indians were. Teams full of superstars, but they just played baseball.
They played baseballs, and they would be like bunting.
Everybody on those lineups batted 275 or more. Literally 1 through 9 batted 275 or more.
Crazy. Now you think about that, those days are long gone.
Long gone. I don't know why we are so hell bent as a society on ruining what's great.
I think nerds got into baseball and ruined baseball. I really do. Like,
I mean, we've let the same thing happen in basketball.
Yeah, nerds have gotten into it and would never play basketball in their whole lives, never shot a basketball in their whole lives, ruined the sports. Like, it's bad. I can't lie. I love, even though the playoffs have been kind of blowouts, a lot of them, but I do like playoff basketball in the NBA. I love playoff hockey, and I like baseball playoffs.
Yeah, because the teams who play the sport the right way.
Yeah, those are my favorite times of the year.
All right, Sean, we got a reunion in Steel City. Aaron Rodgers back, 1 year, $27 million guaranteed, reunited with Mike McCarthy. I have not started my schedule yet.
Me either.
However, I'm willing to say the Steelers repeat as AFC North champions.
I completely disagree. Rodgers was decent enough last year, even though he dipped in the second half. And he's 43. Not everybody's Tom Brady, everybody. Let me say this again. Not everybody's Tom Brady. Shout out to Tom Brady. Yeah, shout out to Tom Brady with that iced out watch on the Kevin Hart roast. My man's living life. Fruits of his labor. I respect that.
It cost him his family, though, man.
Yo, this ain't a moral podcast. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to defend a man leaving his family. But I will say this. I like Cincinnati's easy schedule. And you guys are not.
Oh, my knee. Oh, my knee. Whew. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, I'm talking about Joe Burrow. That's all. It can happen at any time.
All right, that's fair. But
I could be talking about T. Higgins, too. I mean, my goodness.
If a lot of it's in Cincinnati, but their schedule, and I think they're going to be more toward the 15 to 20 range in defense with that offense. If they're healthy, that team's going to win the division. I just think that's going to win the division. I think you guys are going to finish second. And I just don't. I don't like Mike McCarthy. I don't. 43-year-old Rodgers. I know the talent. They should have been rebuilding. You can't sell me on the Steelers. I'm sorry.
I like that roster. I'm sorry. I do. And you're gonna talk about a team with an easy schedule to win the division. I'm going Baltimore before Cincinnati because every time the Ravens have one of them down years, Lamar Jackson comes back the next season against the crappy teams
MVP.
and just absolutely terrorizes them and gets MVP. So I'm starting to question his MVPs at this point. Although the second one came against the first place schedule, so I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But no, the second one didn't come against the first place schedule. What should have been the third one came against the first place schedule. So I'll give
the one who won to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That came against the first place schedule. But also it didn't dawn on me until I saw it the other day. The Ravens' first 7 games of the season are against teams with losing records from last year.
Let me pull this up.
So you take Jesse Minter's defense against that. I'd say the Ravens had the fast track in the first half of the season.
I would give the Ravens credit for this. Their defense is going to be way more improved with Jesse Minter as calling the plays. And I'm going to give him credit for that. I will say that based off that, Minter and you have Lamar.
Yeah, but the receivers got to show up. That's it. The Jacoby Lane and Ted Walker and y'all got to show up. Surratt, y'all got to show up.
It's the first 7 games. It's at Indianapolis. That's a win. At the Saints coming to their place. That's a win. At Dallas.
Shootout. If there's no Pickens, I'll go Baltimore. If there is Pickens,
I'm going
Dallas by 10. That's going to be one of them ugly games.
Dallas is going to be one of my surprise teams this year. I'm saying before the Ravens at Titans. That's a win. So that's 3-1. They come down here. Ooh, maybe that's a reason you come down here. Baltimore's going to be here. October
what
11th.
Is that again? October 11.
It's 8/20.
Last year, last year Syracuse they had a bye week on my birthday weekend, and that is my birthday weekend. Syracuse plays at Virginia the day before. So that will not happen.
That won't happen. Ah, man.
Oh, boy. I'd have been there. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sean, ain't that the bartender's birthday weekend too?
Yeah. She's October. She's out like our friend now.
Oh, boy. That'd have been a weekend. Woo.
Yeah, that would be a crazy weekend.
Oh, man. I might.
You might have to call out sick for that one.
I might rearrange my PTO schedule, boy.
Yeah, and it's a Sunday too. Sunday night football, 8:20. Well, is that 8:20? Yeah, that's Sunday or Monday. Hold on, let me check.
8:20. That's Sunday night.
That's Sunday night football. That's Sunday night football game. Yes, that's me crazy. I'm definitely going with it without you. My bad. You're my boy, but that's one of those games I have to go to.
Hey, I don't blame you.
It's gonna be a blackout in that stadium.
Yeah, we're gonna have some conversations about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Woo.
So looking at your schedule,
but with Tua and Michael Penix though against Minter's defense, that's got disaster written all over it.
It's not. The game's not gonna be good. And then you're at Cleveland. That's a win.
Yeah, you can't never guarantee a win in Cleveland with the Ravens. They beat them twice last year, so congratulations. But you can never guarantee a win in Cleveland. So I'm willing to go to where we at 4-1. I'm willing to go to 4-2 right there.
4-2. Then Cincy comes to you.
I'll give that a page.
Cincy always plays good in Baltimore, but
it'll be a tough one. I just don't know which one is going to be Cincy's win this year. Is it going to be New Year's Eve, or is it going to be the first game?
I don't know. And then you're at Buffalo week 8. That's
going to be a loss.
Yeah, that's not an easy schedule.
So no, but stop that Cincy. Remember, first 7 games.
Okay, yeah, stop. Yeah, you just said that. Okay, so if you come out 5-2, you think
it's possible? I wouldn't be shocked at 4-3, but 5-2 is possible. I do not see the Ravens winning that division this year, though.
Oh, damn. Cincy, I might have to switch my pick. Cincy's first 7 games, they're at Tampa. No, Tampa comes to Cincy. At Houston, that defense. at Pittsburgh. Then Jacksonville comes there again. I remember that game last year. Then at Miami, which is a win. A bye week 18. Then at Baltimore. I don't know. I can see them beating Tampa. I can see them beating. I don't know about Houston. I don't know what's gonna. I don't.
Hold on,
know.
week what? You said a week 18 bye. I'm in the world.
No, October 18th. Excuse me,
Okay.
October 18th. Yeah,
Nice.
that week. Yeah, October 18th bye. I don't know. Listen, then they face Tennessee. Then they got Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Washington, New Orleans. They have an easier schedule in the back half. Carolina, North Carolina, Indianapolis, Baltimore, Kansas City. Yeah, it's not as easy as I thought. Well, I have to look at the whole schedule. Let me. I just know Pittsburgh ain't win the division. Let's go back to the statement. Let me just say that. Let me take. I waste everything I said until I do my schedule release. I'm gonna do my schedule release. I do think the Bengals in Baltimore will be better defensively this year. And what was Pittsburgh's problem last year? I thought offensively they wasn't great.
So you know what week I am off? Then I got to get my passport anyway. The Brazil game in Dallas. Boy, that might be a trip that just goes on a credit card and say the hell.
The Brazil game in Dallas?
I'm off that week.
Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. Options, yo. That's what life's about.
I got some planning to do. Yeah, I have some planning to do.
Yeah. Either way, we gotta go to a game together. Either I go to Baltimore, or we meet in a mutual place. I would go to Dallas. I love Dallas. Got family out there.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out.
All right, Sean, the Timberwolves, how in the hell can they improve? 2 straight conference finals and then this year. Although injuries, we cannot overreact. Injuries took a toll on Minnesota this year.
Definitely did, but even if they had DiVincenzo and yeah, cool. I like the moves they made. You come back with the same team minus Julius Randle. I do not like Julius Randle. I do not think he can be.
Got to go. Nas needs to be starting 4, and you need to give him a chance to be the number 2.
No, Nas is not good enough. They need to go find themselves a guy. No, they got to go Giannis or Kawhi. You got to pair. You got to give Ant-Man a chance. If I'm Ant, that's not good enough. Again,
Giannis and Rudy Gobert has to go too.
Okay, well, I don't care how you do it, but you got to get one of those 2 guys because I'm looking at those teams up west. We ain't good enough, and you need.
And I trust Giannis to guard Chet and Wemby. Yeah,
and think of OKC's second or third best player, and think of San Antonio's second and third best player. Who's Minnesota's second and third best player right now? Randall and who else? McDaniels. They can't compete with Castle and Harper or Castle or whoever you want to put in this. Castle and Harper. I think Harper's already their third best player. If you want to put Fox, whatever, I don't care. And you ain't messing with Chet, Jalen Williams in SGA with AJ. Come on, man. Like it's not enough. He needs more. Like, and I know he said at the end, "Oh, I think I got enough," but he's not going to throw his teammates under the bus. You got to move on from Julius Randle. You got to figure something out.
I only had one issue.
What?
When he was like, you got to build championship habits in the regular season. And you got to talk about yourself. Because we see him he takes games off. Like, not that he doesn't play. I'm talking just lollygag to 18 points. Just BS.
Yeah. I think he needs to look in the mirror and be like, first of all, dapping people up with 8 minutes to go.
I didn't have a problem with that, Sean.
Yo, I don't care if it was on the
court. I'm normally the one who's kind of on that side of things. I didn't see a problem. That game was you down 30, and they were pulling the starters. Like, that's
I get it.
Your coaching staff is saying the game's over. Why can't you?
I get it, but you go inside someone's huddle. I don't care if you were on the court and you started dapping the players up. And then you go you're on the bench tapping. Like, I don't care about that because I seen LeBron do it. It's fine. It's over. But you go into someone's you take yourself to go in the huddle. I don't see it. What's the point?
What's would have been a better look if he dapped them up before the teams got to the sideline?
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
bro,
come on, man.
I ain't gonna sit there for 8.5 minutes waiting to go dap y'all up. Nah, man. I'm gonna dap y'all up, go sit, and then once that final buzzer rings, I'm heading straight to the locker room. I'm ready to get out of here.
Do you think you
You lucky I ain't here straight to the locker room after I dapped y'all up. So we just got our asses kicked.
I gotta call my brother to the floor. I gotta call my guy to the floor. What
Oh,
do you
man.
I gotta call you out. I'm sorry. I gotta say this. What do you say about this generation of our players not being competitive, being buddy, blah, 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 right? Would Michael have done that? Would have Kobe have done that? Even Wimby would have done that. Would any of those
They
guys have
just
done that?
got their asses kicked. Hold on, Sean. I got
Wow.
you right here. I ain't never seen Michael get his butt whooped by 30 in an elimination game.
I've seen Kobe.
By 30?
That NBA Finals against the Pistons whipped those boys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cole was in tears. Oh yeah, that brother was fighting tears.
The Celtics.
Was that Jim Gray who was interviewing Kobe?
Yeah, the Spurs.
He was fighting them tears. Ooh.
I love Kobe, but yo, the Celtics whipped them in Game 6. I was in Boston in Game 6 to win the title the first time. Whipped those boys by 47.
30 though.
No, it was 40 something. I'll look it up. It was 40 something.
Game 6 against Boston.
Let's check it out. 2008.
2008.
Lakers Celtics Game 6 Boston 2008. All right.
92 to 130. God.
In that era, scoring 131 in an NBA Finals game, you got whooped. I didn't see Kobe go dap people up after the game. He was in tears too. Come on, man, John. No, we gotta hold people to standards, man.
I hear you. I swear I hear you. I wouldn't want to see Kobe go do it because Lakers Celtics. That's just Lakers Celtics, Yankees Sox, Ravens Steelers, Packers Bears, Duke Carolina. You know, it's a little different. My thing is, it's the second round. And they just showed you. Hold on, Sean. Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
It's the second round, and they just showed you your team ain't nowhere near close to being good enough to compete. Y'all, if anything, if I'm Ant, y'all just did me a favor. Because y'all just showed this front office. Y'all gotta get me some help. And now I got ammunition to keep getting on y'all. I can stay on y'all about it. And if y'all don't, I can force my way back home to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio, y'all just did me a favor. So you know what? Not only respect to y'all, but thank y'all. Because I can finally start getting my way around here. Like y'all lucky he ain't take his ass straight to the locker room afterwards. Because he played hurt too. He could have been like, yeah, I'm out for the game. I'm going to get some treatment. Boom, boom. He could have did that.
Yo, my boy Jerron is turning soft, man.
I just don't think it was as bad as it could have been. That's all. And I don't think that was as bad as Sean. When the outcome of that game had changed, had he not gone over there and dapped them up?
No, it's over. I get it. But I just
but the Timberwolves look anywhere near close to being on the same level as the Spurs.
I'm not disputing the series. It was not even close.
I just can't get worked up about it. We already got our asses kicked. Like, bro, we already did so much wrong. It's like this. If a brother who was getting ready to do life in prison heard life, he's like, you know what? Hell with it. I'm taking somebody else with me too. And he went ahead and smoked the bailiff or smoked the judge. I ain't advocating for it, but I'd be like, hey, I mean, he already gone for life. The hell with it. You might as well keep on. It's like, you know, you miss curfew. And you know when you get home, that belt is waiting on you. Now, I'm already got one coming my way. I might as well have a ball and stay out as late as I want. That's what that was to me. We done already got terrorized. The hell with it. It can't get worse. Yeah, what's up, y'all? Dap you up. We already got messed up. The vitriol is already coming our way. It can't get any worse. I'll dap y'all up and get up out of here.
All right, so I'll say this. In that game, Kobe's crying with Jim Gray. That was game 6. Spurs beat them 110-82. They had a chance to win 4 in a row. He started crying. He didn't dap him up. But also, the Amazon had the game. UD, even Dirk, Nash, and Griffin. Those guys were really good players. And Dirk is one of the all-time greats, right? So I'll credit Dirk. Dirk was kind of like, come on. You know what I mean? I defer to, like, you got to, like, Jaylen Brown coming out saying, yo, that was the best year. And I agree with some of the Celtics. And I don't agree with Perk exposing it. Yo, that man's tripping. Like, come on, man. What's the competitiveness back? Come on. Where is it? That's what I love about Wemby. Where's the competitiveness, man?
Y'all don't want to see you acting fake competitive when you didn't already got your ass kicked by 30, though.
Just sit your ass on the bench.
That's like the fake team captain. I hate that guy.
Sit your ass on the bench and wait till the 8 minutes are over and go dap them up. I'm not saying no sportsmanship. Don't be going over his huddle.
I don't want to make it seem like I don't understand where y'all are coming from, because I swear I do. I just can't get but so mad at it. I can't.
Okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine. We're going to agree to disagree on this one. But if that was LeBron, I think you would have an issue with that.
No, because I've seen him dap up Golden State after he gets his ass kicked. It just ain't been with no 8 minutes left. And the only difference was he caught them before they got to the bench. That's it.
Imagine if you up 30 and your bench comes in and gets down to 15. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't happening. Sean, come on, you saying what if? Look at the Spurs bench, look at Minnesota's bench. Come on now. Come on. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. We ain't about to do that.
Good point. Good point. All right, we just agree to disagree with this one.
Hey, we got some quick ones. Jamal Mosley is the new head coach of the Pelicans.
I guess that the timeline matches up because I read that they feel like they're in the same place with Orlando. He could coach. He just can't coach offense. It's wait and see with me. Can he get Queen and Fear? It's up to decent NBA players. They have good rookie years. I'm not saying they're bad. And Zion, I don't know what's going on over there, man. It's not the ideal situation at all for me. And I think that if that's another guy, man. What's Joe Dumars doing and being an executive again? Like, I just don't get it. I'm still mad. I think you sent it to me. They would have had the 5th and 8th pick for Queens and Fears. And no disrespect, I think those guys are going to be solid NBA players. I'm not going to lie. Queens has the potential to be even like Şengün a little bit better, but not in this draft. I just can't co-sign it, man. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So let's see what Mosley does. I think I would love to see Rondo get the job just because that was the guy I was going for. Because, right, if JJ Redick gets chances and gets the LA Lakers, why can't Rondo get the freaking New Orleans Pelicans? Come on. So that's what I would have thought outside the box for an organization like that. Let's go get Rondo over Mosley. But Mosley's he's a good coach. He just does not coach offense.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Pelicans need. So I got 4 words for you. Does not move me. All right. Sean, most valuable promotions entered the mixed martial arts game on Saturday. And Sean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Worst pay-per-view I've ever seen.
I saw the replay, so I'm glad I didn't waste a Saturday night watch. Was that Saturday night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm glad I did not waste my Saturday night watching it. I just feel like he's basically taking the format of what he does for his own fights, washed up guys or older guys, but for MMA, and it's cool to get the name recognition. And they had the whole. Jake is great at what he does. He's going to bring people to see things, but at some point, if he wants to be a real contender to UFC or boxing, he's got to get serious. I'd rather start with a bunch of young guys, promote them, and build the name, than just bringing a bunch of old people to do it. That's it. It's like WCW over WWF back in the days when they were getting all the washed up wrestlers, excuse me, and then it's very similar.
Saturday was just a complete terrible night. You got Ngannou in there against the scrub, almost killed the white boy. Come on, y'all can't be doing that. Not Francis Ngannou. Mike Perry and Nate Diaz was so awful. I don't know why people love Diaz.
Me either. Washed up.
Both of them are just punching bags. Both Diaz brothers, punching bags. Can't fight. I don't know what because he smokes cigarettes, says homie and MF. I don't. White people love that. All you gotta do is say homie and MF, and white people love it. I don't know what it is. Whatever. And then the fix. Ronda and Gina. 17 seconds.
Tapped out quick.
That is a fix. You are not telling me that was organic. They got over like fat rant. Then you got John Jones, who I love to make him Ngannou fight when it cannot happen because he's got like he's got fights left on his UFC contract.
No,
So y'all had the chance to make the fight when Francis was still in UFC. Now all of a sudden you want to fight Francis, but you need to get out of your contract. You know you're not getting out of your contract. Like, no, how about you go fight Tom Aspinall and stop dunking him? So yeah, John Jones, I don't want to hear. Then you got Clarissa Shields. Sean, what weight class is Clarissa Shields fighting?
For the former, isn't she heavyweight?
Heavyweight. You know what heavyweight is in women's boxing?
Nah, I don't know.
175 pounds.
Oh damn, she's thicky.
She slapped the taste out of Alicia Baumgartner. You don't know what weight class Alicia Baumgartner fights at?
What?
130.
Oh gosh.
Come on, that's bullying. You slap somebody who fights 45 pounds lighter than you.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Come on, man. Now, at least you're going to talk the talk. You got to get ready to get slapped in your mouth. So, I will say that. But Clarissa did press her first. And she didn't slap her until security got over there. Come on, man. No. I ain't rocking with that. And then, Dana White just had to get his footprints all over this, his fingerprints. And in the middle of the pay-per-view, he announces that we're getting McGregor and Holloway on, I think, July 11th. So you made Michael Chandler do a whole Ultimate Fighter against the guy. And now he don't get the fight. And Connor's going to get his ass whooped. I mean, Saturday was just a terrible night for the combat sports. Point blank, period.
Is McGregor on the White House? Is that the White House card?
I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be.
It probably is the White House card. Yeah. I can't lie. That John Jones segment felt very wrestling and stage because we all. And I'm thinking, I don't even.
Oh boy, don't even get me started on wrestling. Brock Lesnar left his boots and his gloves in the ring at WrestleMania. Then he comes back on Monday Night Raw last night. I don't know what's going on with any of the combat sports right now.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
but your boots, it's supposed to be something sacred.
Yeah, that's sacred. Yeah, you can't come back.
Come on, man. Lord have mercy.
Is he wrestling now?
Yeah. He came out and gave over Femi 2 F5s. I mean, so he's not. And then Paul Heyman gives the damn GM a contract talking about this is Leslie's name signed for a fight at the daggone next pay-per-view. Huh?
So it was a setup or something like that.
Yeah,
you disrespected the sport. You can't disrespect the sport like that.
Man, and it kills me because I was trying to get back into wrestling, especially when they had WrestleMania in Philly. It was actually looking good again. And then TKO bought UFC and WWE, and both products have just fallen since then, especially WWE. Oh my goodness, I can't even get back. I'm going right back to doing nothing on Mondays.
Yeah, no, that's
what baseball's on FS1 on Mondays, so I got something.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just that I watched it, and I'm glad I didn't waste a Saturday night watching that crap.
Yeah, man. And lastly, so Sean, the coaches in the ACC and the Big Ten, and there might be in some other conferences. They're pushing for a 24-team CFP. Sean, I know why. They think it's going to save their jobs.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
They
could just say CFP under their belt.
Yeah.
No, it'll mean nothing. Because then what you're going to become is a coach that keeps making the playoff and doesn't get his team over the hump. And they're going to fire you again.
That makes sense.
Forget all that. The lack of competitiveness is crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all are that afraid to go out there and do your jobs and go build a team that can win some football games. That is ridiculous. College football is just in a bad place right now.
I think that I'm all for this 24 because I think it's more opportunities for the team. Well, actually, not 24. I don't want 24. I think we talked about
24 teams worth of
last
week. 16.
16.
Most.
Yeah, 16 is fine. 24 is too much because then you're going to get James back. I don't ever want to see that again. Tulane. I don't want to see that because it just wasn't. Ole Miss, it had no. I think you were trying to convince me. Hey, maybe no. There's no
I will
chance.
say I do think this might be the era that gets me to say I might not want to see those teams in the playoff anymore.
No,
The era we just got out of when the portal still had some relegation to, like when Cincinnati was still in the American and UCF,
yes,
and
yeah.
they could actually
Boise
keep their
State.
players.
Yes.
I was with it. Now that as soon as the season's over, those guys are leaving to go to the bigger schools. They're still building good teams and finding talent, but it used to be you had a full team of those guys.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
you only got to select a few of them.
Yes.
Where they just can't compete. So I might be moving toward the I don't want to see the Mountain West and the American or this new Pac-12 in the playoff. I think I'm leaning toward 16 team playoffs since y'all seem so hell bent on it. And NIT for the group of 6.
I agree. 100%. And
if that replaces bowl season, I'm fine.
Yeah, give it a bowl season, have those 16 teams, and yeah, we just have another bracket for those other teams. I don't know what you want to call it, but just do that. I just don't think it's good football to watch. I think it's basically a bye week. It doesn't make sense. And I agree with you 100%. I didn't think on that level. If it was like before with Boise State or Cincinnati, USF or something like that, where like the talent was distributed, but all those even fringe players are going to bigger schools. It don't make no sense to be having them compete. There's no way. The drop off is too much. Even in the NCAA tournament, men's tournament, I hate to say it, I don't think the upset is going to be the way of life going forward. I know it's only been 2 tournaments, but they don't have
I think basketball will always stand a chance because you got to go where you can play. And the best coaches, we know this, the best coaches, X's and O's, are at the smaller schools. So I think basketball will always have a fighting chance.
Good point with that.
It's football that I think you will never see an underdog again.
Yeah, I think those days are over. Hopefully we get some like regulation and we can bring it back. But in this day and age, keep it 16. It's just the big conferences. That's it. Simple as that.
All right. You got anything else for me?
We good.
Memorial Day weekend coming up. Rakia Jackson is out with a torn ACL.
Oh damn.
I hate to see it. Shout out to Sabres for forcing Game 7 with the Canadians. I didn't think they'd be able to do it, so shout out to them. But Memorial Day, I got a quick rant, Sean. So remember last year, I told you I had a theory with the women of my generation and flowers. They're like, I don't think they like flowers. I just think since they see them on social media, they want them.
Yes.
I got another one of those. You cannot convince me that people actually like burnt hot dogs.
Hate them.
Y'all don't like burnt hot dogs.
I hate them.
Y'all see it on social media and you tricked yourself into liking them. Y'all don't like burnt hot dogs. I do not want no burnt hot dog this weekend. Good little crisp. Some grill marks. Sure. Don't serve me no daggone just fully black hot dog.
Yeah. Whoa, that was crazy. Damn, that was wild. The worst ones are the ones when you catch yourself like, whoa, I don't even know what I was talking about. That's
but you know what I'm talking about, man. They be on there, they get shriveled up and everything. I don't like them. Ain't got no moisture left to them. Now, come on, man. Don't serve me no burnt hot dog this weekend. Matter of fact, I'll be on the grill. I'm cool.
You going back home? You go back home?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive back Thursday once I leave the office.
Yeah.
Probably come back up here on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go back home. I was gonna say you better. You talking about barbecues? I'm like, yo, this guy's in Syracuse. I hope he's going home. I really thought that in my mind. I was like, yo, I hope this guy's going home. Makes sense.
Yeah, my granddad then bought a shed for what reason, Lord knows. Don't even know how to put it together. So me and my brother got to put it together for him this weekend. Yeah, go home.
Go home, man. Go home for that.
Oh man. All right, y'all enjoy Memorial Day weekend, and we will be back next week. I think each series will have 3 games played by then.
Yeah, it's like every other day now. I love this part of the basketball.
Yeah. All right. Well, we out of here.
Bro.